One can of beer each was enough to make the atmosphere feel about 10 times more romantic than before. When Rin took the opportunity to ask with a straight face, "Should we kiss again?" and leaned in close, Akbab, already a little tipsy nearly, said yes. But she was still clear-headed enough to remember social manners, the environment, and the people around them, so she raised a hand to push the girl's face away. "Give you an inch, and you want a mile." Sure, Mrs. Mink might have been the one making the first move, but she wouldn't go making out in public like this. Ever heard of shame? The more people, the better. Everyone should get to see. Rin refused to give up, her courage boosted by the alcohol. She tried to steal a kiss again, only to get her cheeks squished together until her lips puckered into a pout. "Don't try to be sly, you little brat." Rin tried to pull her hand off. "Aodia bat, I'm caught." Then, trying to act cute, she pulled Akbab's arm into a hug and rested her head on her shoulder. "Greedy. What you just got should have been more than enough." "Nowhere near enough," Rin thought, shaking her head like it was about to fall off. "Think of it as a thank you for saving you from that ant." "That was helping?" Akbab rolled her eyes, thinking back to how Rin had grabbed her phone and answered the call in a bold manner, acting as if she were her official partner. And even worse, she had the nerve to say, "If you don't have anything, we'll hang up. You're interrupting our honeymoon time." Mind had been so stunned, she couldn't even get a word out. "I know you didn't want to talk. You didn't want that mess in your head. But you didn't have to go that far. I was just doing my job." "What job now?" "The job of protecting the person I love." "You're way too into the character." Mrs. Mink would be blushing. "I'm not kidding. I'm really trying to win you over." They both fell silent at the same time. Rin was so eager to get another kiss, but Akbab still held up her hand. "Won't quite? Last time was just acting. But this time, I want to kiss you for real." That blunt honesty made Akbab's heart shake. Finally, she turned away and stood up to cut the moment short. "We should go pack. We're leaving tomorrow, and I haven't even started." "Wait." Rin got up and pulled Akbab by her slim waist into a tight hug from behind. "Don't go yet." "What now?" "I don't want to leave yet. Can we stay a little longer?" "You're being such a child." Akbab tried to shake her off and walk away, but Rin followed closely behind, catching her here and there. Eventually, Akbab couldn't hold back her laughter. It was ridiculous. At this age, she was still running around like a woman in an Indian movie, playing tag with this cutie. She couldn't remember the last time she laughed this hard. Rin unpacked her suitcase with a light heart, showing no sign of weariness despite the several-hour journey back from Japan. "Matcha and banana tea, special from Kitakyushu. I bought them for you." "Banana tea? Never heard of it." "Thanks." "So, how was the trip? Fun?" Prim asked out of curiosity. "It was okay. I gathered a lot of research. The weather was nice. Food was amazing. And how about things with Miss Akbab? Getting along better? No problems?" Rin let out an awkward cough. Her usual ease turned stiff. "Yeah, it was. Fine, I guess." Prim narrowed her eyes, watching her sister dodge the question. "Since you started working at Jinta with Miss Akbab, you've really changed. You realize that?" "Change how?" "I'm still me." "You might not notice it, but you're happier with work. You care more about others too." "Oh, please, Prim. Did you ever bring back souvenirs for me before?" Rin realized her sister had a point. "Right. Thanks," Prim said, smiling at her sister. But just before she could leave the room, Rin asked, "Let's say you like someone, but you're not sure if they feel the same. Is there any way to tell?" Prim pretended not to notice who Rin was really talking about. She just gave an honest answer. "Look carefully. If you care about them and they care back the same way, that already says something." I was thinking of blending little elements from the places Mr. Rain and Mrs. Mink visited together into the design. That way, the house they'll use to relax will also carry the memories and feelings they shared during those times. What do you guys think? I like it. No complaints here. Got anything else? I think I've come to realize I need to pay more attention to the things around me, because even when the heart of something is right in front of me, I sometimes manage to overlook it. The two brothers exchanged glances, scratching their heads. Are we talking about work or something else? Work, of course. What else? You've changed. Normally, you don't talk about work at dinner, Pat said with a smile, unable to resist teasing his sister. If I had to wait until I was done talking, I'd starve. Akbab put on a blank face as she scooped up another bite. I heard you're planning to stay at Mr. Rain's place again?
Yeah.
I'm staying until I'm satisfied with the design. Are you sure it's just work keeping you there? Nothing else? Chan couldn't hide his curiosity, but Akbab shot him a glare in reply. Noticing that, Pat quickly changed the subject by bringing up some additional news. Mr. Rain's throwing a birthday party for Mrs. Mink and invited us. Are you going? Akbab shook her head. I'll pass. I'm not good at that stuff. You guys go. She had just finished speaking when her phone buzzed with a new message. She barely managed to hide a smile when she saw the chat notification. Where should we meet tomorrow? From Rin. She forced her expression back into something serious, pretending it was a work message. If she slipped even a little and actually smiled, she knew her two brothers would never let her live in peace. Rin waved excitedly at Akbab's car as it rolled in. She looked absolutely delighted, barely able to contain her excitement about going back to Rain's place to work with Akbab again. As soon as she got in the car, she handed over some cookies from her sister's shop. Thanks. I'll find a spot for them. You're not eating? They're good. I'm driving. I'll feed you then. Rin opened the cookie box and held one up to Akbab's mouth, who leaned in and took it without hesitation. We don't have much time left at Mr. Rain's house. We should try to make the most of it, Akbab said after swallowing the bite. If we can't stay there anymore, where will we go next? The office is a nightmare. Just hearing everyone chat would make my brain shut down. Akbab agreed with her. If they still couldn't come up with ideas, going back to work at the office probably wouldn't help either. Your place? Or my place? They spoke up at the same time, and both had to clear their throats to shake off the awkwardness. Their words hinted at something more beneath the surface. And if we have to stay late? Rin continued, testing the waters. Could I spend the night? And Akbab responded at the same time, as if it was no big deal. You stay over. But if one looked closely, one would notice that both of them were flustered, and blushing Rin quickly looked away, focusing on the road ahead. But maybe the driver's mind was drifting somewhere. Akbab didn't seem to slow down, even though the traffic light up ahead was turning from yellow to red. Rin had to shout, "Grandma, it's red." Snapped out of her thoughts, Akbab slammed on the brakes and instinctively threw out her left arm to shield Rin, knowing that with a jolt like that, she could still lurch forward even with a seatbelt on. Thankfully, her car was in front and managed to stop just at the line. The vehicle behind them had already been slowing down for a while, so no accident occurred, just the scare. Are you okay? Oh. Akbab quickly pulled her arm back when she realized it had landed squarely on Rin's chest. Sorry. It's fine. Rin quickly waved it off before the moment turned awkward and embarrassing, though she was still shaken from the sudden stop. I'm okay. Akbab didn't dare ask whether she meant she was okay because she wasn't hurt, or okay with being touched without warning. But Rin picked up on it and added, I mean, all of it. Fee, why are you up so early? That's Mr. Rain's house, isn't it? Tertiz, who came in and rested her chin on her girlfriend's shoulder while she was looking at a project plan, raised a brow at the laptop screen without thinking. That made V quickly snap the laptop shut, clearly uncomfortable. What do you think if I go stay at the office for a while? Tertiz looked puzzled. Why? I just feel uneasy about Mr. Rain's project. You know our companies are competitors. Pfft. You don't trust me? It's not that. It's just. If we had a house, we would have some personal space and we wouldn't need to worry about stuff like this. V sighed. But we don't. Tertiz pressed her lips together, regretting that she'd brought up the topic of having a house again. I'm sorry, she said as she shifted closer to wrap her arms around her girlfriend in a mix of comfort and apology. Still, the tension between them didn't ease. It lingered with her all the way to work. V pulled over to drop her off at the usual safe spot. Drive safe, okay? And don't stress out about what I said this morning.
See
you later. Tertiz leaned in and gave her a quick kiss before getting out of the car. Just then, an unknown number called her phone. Tertiz automatically assumed it was a scammer or insurance telemarketer and declined it without a second thought. But the caller didn't give up. The moment she hung up, it rang again, then again. And finally, she answered, in case it was an emergency. Or maybe she could finally snap at someone for wasting other people's time, if it really did turn out to be one of those scammers preying on others' misfortune. Is this Miss Tertiz, Pat's secretary? A man's voice came through the line, getting straight to the point the moment he heard her voice. Where are you calling from, and how did you get my personal number? Tertiz frowned, confused why someone who knew her position didn't go through the company line or the work contact she usually gave her clients. Instead, he reached out to her personal phone. Of course, I know your number. We've met many times. You're more familiar with me than you think. Who is this? This is from Mindspace. Tertiz froze on the sidewalk, ignoring the annoyed sighs from passers-by as she suddenly blocked the path. When the caller noticed her silence, likely from surprise or confusion, he added, I just wanted to ask if you'd have lunch with me. I have a proposal that might be worth your consideration. They paused for a moment, then struck exactly where it would hurt. It might even be the thing that helps you and finally buy your dream house.